If you're someone who shoots in the mid-90s occasionally, you're capable of breaking 90. In this video, I'm going over 5 tips you can follow to finally break that 90 barrier and shoot in the 80s. Let's do it. The first tip is getting clean contact on the ball. In order to do that, there's only 2 things you need to worry about. So the first one is the path of your club. You want to make sure that the club is coming down straight in the path that you want the ball to go. And then the second one is the direction your face of your club is at the moment that it strikes the ball. So the only 2 things you really got to be sure of on your downswing is that the club's moving the right direction and the face is facing the right direction. You do those 2 things, the ball is going to go straight, you're going to advance it, and you're going to get a good score on the hole. Tip number 2 is no penalties. And there are 2 things that are going to cause penalties and ruin your round. The first one, and the one that most people fall victim to, is poor planning. If you're on a hole that has 240 yards to the water and your driver typically goes 240, well, we don't want to be hitting driver on that hole. Be aware of what hazards are out there, where those hazards are, and what clubs are going to put you potentially in those hazards, and then just steer clear of those clubs. It's the easiest way to shave strokes, but we all want to hit driver and we want to hit the longest shot we can, even if it's a 1 in a million shot. It's just not the right decision to do. So once you've planned out the hole and you know where the hazards are, the next thing you want to be aware of is your tendencies. So in a round of golf, if you're typically hitting the golf ball or slicing the golf ball, you need to be aware of that and plan your shots accordingly. If there's a water hazard on the right side of the fairway and you're fading or slicing as a right-handed player, you're obviously going to need to aim a lot further to the left to avoid that hazard. Just simply being aware of these things is going to save you a lot of strokes. And the second thing that causes penalties is poor execution. So once you've planned out properly and you know where the risks are and know how to avoid those risks, you still are going to find yourself in penalty areas sometimes, and that's because you're going to miss hit the ball sometimes. When you do miss hit the ball, you need to be paying attention to how you miss hit it. Did you hit it off the toe? Did you hit it off the hosel? Was it low on the face? Was it high on the face? Did you just hit it completely fat behind the ball? Being aware of these things is going to help you do better on your next shot. All right, tip number 3 is you have to know your partial wedge distances. So there's a system you can use that makes it really easy. I'm going to show you mine right now. With my 58 degree, if I do a full swing, I know that's going 100 yards. So from there, I just create a clock system. So if my full swing is 100, then I know if I do a half swing to my hips, that's going to go 50. Take half of that to my pocket, that's going to go 25. And then the gap is up to my ribs, and that's going to be 75 yards. So right here, we have a 25-yard shot to the pin. I know what that requires because I just told you I'm going to take my back swing to my trail pocket. And let's see how we do. Tap in. That's what we like to see. All right, tip number 4 is chipping. So a lot of times on the golf course, you're going to get into a situation like this where the ball's in the rough, kind of buried, and you're a little short-sighted on the green. Immediately you think you want to get cute and try to get it close to the hole. You end up duffing your chip, so you chip again, and then you still end up 2-putting. So it's 4 strokes just to get it in from 10, 15 yards away. Smart thing to do is just get it on the green. So instead of trying to get cute, just give it a little more swing than you think you need on that chip. And it's going to go past the hole, but you're fine. You still got a 2-putt for bogey, and you're happy. One of the best ways to practice chipping is the up and down game on the practice greens. What you're going to do is you're going to play 9 holes. Each hole's a par 2, and you're just keeping track of how far over par you go. Choose a different hole every time, a different location to chip from. Keep track of your score. I've got a video on that right here if you want to check it out. All right, the final thing I want to talk to you about to break 90 is putting. And there's 2 aspects of putting that are important. Number 1 is lag putting. And number 2 is 3-foot putts. 3-foot putts, you should be making pretty much all of them. If you're not, get on the practice green and practice your 3-foot putts because those should be automatic. Now that being said, if you are automatic with 3-foot putts, that means if your lag putts are getting within 3 feet, you're always going to be able to hit a 2-putt. So what I want to do when I have a lag putt like this, I want to envision that 6-foot circle around the hole, and I have to be able to stop the ball within that 6-foot circle. That's going to give me 3 feet or less for my second putt and make sure I can always 2-putt on every hole. So let's give this one a try. Got about 12 yards to the hole, big sidewinder downhill. We got a tricky one for you. Or maybe we'll just hole it. All right, these 5 tips are going to help you break 90, and when you do it, I want to hear about it. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.